Hello, welcome to Monkchat Radio 106. It's the radio of Mahajualongkorn Rasavithayarai Chiang Mai campus at Wat Suan Dok. And also welcome people who are following us from Facebook Live, from the MCU radio, and also from Monkchat MCU Chiang Mai. And today we are going to have Dharma talk for all of you to develop, our wisdom, our panya, to be a beneficial for us to live in daily life. And you are here with me, Pra Sontavi Intasaro, and I also be with another two monks, with Pra Sombun and Pra Tong. So today you will get to know the ideas, and listen some Dhamma talk from them as well. And first of all, I want them to tell you about something, to make a greeting people first. Hello, Prasombun. How are you today?
I'm good actually. So, hello everyone who are listening to MCU radios, and for those who are watching on the Facebook's live of the radios, and yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm very happy to be here today. So
how are you, Pra Tong?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you for having me today. I'm so happy to be with you all.
Okay.
And hello to you all from radio and Facebook Live.
Okay. Prasombun, where do you live now?
Now I stayed the temple in the old town called Wat Sampao actually.
What's the difference right now when people stay at home, and what about your temple? How do monks go to collect food, and how do you eat every day? Can you talk about this situation first?
Yeah, so there's not many people that are walking around, and actually normally around my temple there are foreigners, and many people always that area always crowded actually, but today not many people walking around, and actually I haven't go to collect food for a while, maybe for a couple of weeks after the announcement of the government that everybody should stay home. So I just stay safe at the temple.
How do you get your food?
So normally there are people.
Still people bring food from their house and offer in the temple. Very good.
And they come and offer the food and at the temple.
And Pratong, where do you live now?
I live in Wat Lampur.
Oh, such a big temple and very famous temple.
It's very famous temple in Chiang Mai, as you know.
Meditation center in the northern of Thailand.
Second place of meditation center.
Vipassana meditation center. I live at Wat Palat, on the middle of the mountain.
Between Noi Sudet.
Right. Yes, yes, and right now it's also very dry. Because of the stream, Palat, now it's dry. So we import water from the city by the people who work for the office, about the water, control the water in the city. They also supply for that. So as you know, that right now the situation and the monk's life have to adjust, have to adapt according to this, this situation. As we have told you, our title today, our Dharma talk today, is about. The title initially come from one pocket books. I also I hope that some of you have read this small pocket books. It's called "Anyone Can Go to Heaven, Just Be Good." It's very attractive topics. Today we have an opportunity to get through, and discuss about this concept, of what is this point, the Buddhist perspective, Buddhist idea to go to the heaven, to after the life after death, and what is the significance of the being in this life. So we are two monks going to discuss about this. When we first hear about this word, it's quite contrast with the other beliefs. Some beliefs, they were focusing on the higher authorities, going to judge. You going to go, you go to hell, you go to the heaven because of someone. But this is the Buddhist concept based on the behavior or the conduct of human beings. So anyone can go to heaven, just be good. So we will slowly clarify, about this. And to be honest, just for 1 hour, it's not really enough time for us to discuss everything. But we try to make it briefly, easy for you to understand. I will let Prasum Boon give some idea first, that what is the let's say, what is the point, that Buddhist teaching look at the point that why everyone can go to heaven. What about it's not let's say, we have seen that poor people, rich people, they have more chance to make merit making. Of course, they also can have more chance to go to the heaven. And what about the poor people? They don't have more time to do merit making. They're like a capacity in of the daily life don't have that like a ability to do that kind of merit making or good deed, but they do something instead of, by don't go to harm others people, they stay peacefully. Those people are also have chance to reach this state of the life of the death, like a heaven.
Yeah, you first, Asambun.
I think when I first heard about this term, and actually I think of the teaching that's being spread in the Buddhist idea. I think when we talk about doing good,
can you come closer?
When we talk about doing good, actually there's many different levels to do good, and there's many factor or aspect to do good. So we cannot consider a particular action as a good action, by seeing by your eyes. And actually, there's many things that's include with our action or what we are doing, good or bad. So, like in Buddhism, we talk about the action and with the intention.
That's a concept of the karma.
Yeah, of course. So the quality of how to say, good deed.
Okay.
It's not depends. It's not about the how big thing that you give, but rather be your intention, that how strong,
Right.
strongly intention that you keep faithfully with the intention. So that's why when we talk about doing good, it's not only about giving. Also, we can do good in so many different things.
Right.
We can like by helping, by being a good example, by how to say, forgive. You know. So yeah. So giving advice, giving wisdom or teaching or whatever, and actually, so that's why we have to clarify more about the what is good deed in Buddhism. So I think when we talk about doing good, we have to consider about this thing.
Right. So it's mean that it's directly talk about how we behave in daily life. How we behave. This is going to be the cause to result
Yes.
to get a better life. Even tomorrow is also will be the result from today, from yesterday, from last week, from last month, last year. So that's why one thing that I can pick up from your view, when we able to have a, let's say, proper action or have a moral, it's also easier for us to live in a good life. We don't go to harm others, so we don't cause the like a bad karma. And of course, intention, what you have mentioned, when we have a good intention, it means that we have samadhi. When we have samadhi, we will have right speech, right action, right livelihood. Sama vaca, sama kammanta, sama achiva. That is the path in the Noble Eightfold Path. So this is going to leading us to have a proper conduct, to supporting us have a good deed to born in the heaven. I want to hear from Pratong about heaven in Buddhism. Can you clarify that? How many level? Not the heaven in the life after death, but how Buddhism look at the heaven in this point. Maybe some of you have heard that heaven in our mind, state of mind, heaven in daily life, heaven in life after death. So Pratong, can you help us to talk about this a little bit? Like anyone can go to heaven, just be good. Can you give some idea about this heaven in this meaning?
Not my idea at all. It's about the Buddha teaching.
Very good.
Yes, so he taught us about, it's not just only life after death. We can go to heaven in this life. It's mean happiness is our mind.
The happiness.
Yes.
Okay.
That is also heaven in this life that we can lead in this life. So it's mean you like you have good action, you have good conduct, right? With others, do good thing with others, and to be mindful. It means practice mindfulness in this life. That can also lead the heaven.
So it means that Buddhism look at the let's say focus on the heaven in the present moment, yes, more than just heaven in the life after death. Are you agree with this, Prasumbun?
Yeah, I totally agree with Pratong, and actually, so when we talk about heaven, and especially the heaven after after death. It's quite difficult, to let somebody really visualize how the life after death really look like. So that's why most of the time when we try to explain about hell and heaven, we can we can see how the heaven, when we live in the heaven, really feel, and we will consider or compare with the suffering and happiness that's arising right now. So actually, in the teaching of the Buddha, or in many scripture, especially in the Pali Canon, which is those are the main scripture that also talk about the heaven in many different realms.
Yes,
many different worlds.
We have
the life after
heard
death
from the teacher.
So, like, if somebody do something bad or good in this life, he will be reborn in many different levels of heaven.
Yes,
and also in other higher, like a primal world, or those kind of world as well.
It also exists in the Buddha's teaching, right?
Yes. It just mentions in the teaching of the Buddha as well. But it's kind of hard, to explain through our understanding right now. So that's why what we have here only like listening. We don't really see that kind of thing. But there are many different ways to prove that this kind of realm really exists or not. So through, I think, if we practice continuously in Buddhist way, the Buddha said that one day we will be able to understand.
What is that practice? Is meditation, or is what? Sharing, do good deed, do we call the dana, like a sharing, or what is the practice that will let us slowly understand that it could be some realm or heaven or next life? Don't talk about heaven yet.
Actually, it could be from our practice. So, and from many the experience of many meditators. Some of them experience, like they could see the other living beings in other dimensions. So through the quality of their meditation. So and actually, this kind of thing is not something that we can see by our eyes.
Right.
But it is about the our sense, inner sense, that we can see this kind of energy. So that's why this kind of thing, through the practicing, I think the only way to really understand it through the practicing. So if anyone wants to prove, so you have to come and try and practice and prove it. I think vipassana or meditation is the only way to see and realize this thing.
Okay. So anyone can go to heaven, just be good. So this shows some point of view about the Buddha's teaching that everyone are same and equal.
Ability.
Right. We have ability or potentiality to achieve an enlightenment. We are same and equal, and when we live in this world, we are same and equal in the circle of life, samsara. Everyone have to get old, get sick, and die. So it means that Buddhism give freedomly right to everyone. You have right to create your destiny, create your own life. You get to go to the health
or heaven.
You based on your conduct.
Or higher than that.
So I look at this point that Buddha give very open teaching, give freedomly to human beings to make a decision by themselves when they're born in this world. So that's why he mentioned about the moral first, right? In
it's moral.
His basic training, moral training, mental training, wisdom training.
Yes, 3 steps.
3 steps of training to be to develop. When you born as a human being, and how can begin to develop to be a well-being. Atahi Aturunato, what we always have heard. If human beings without training, how can will become a well-being, or we call it superb beings, become a blessed super beings.
Extreme person, right? The great one?
The great one, right. So that's why we have to develop and practice our behavior, right?
Yes.
So development, very important in Buddhism. I have heard one of our best Buddhist scholars, the most venerable Payutto, the most venerable. He is the our best Buddhist scholars in Thailand. He mentioned about this that human beings born and develop only the basic things. For example, we speak. We learn only basic speaking. When we able to speak, and then we stop. Develop. Don't develop until we able to speak right or speak good. We just able to speak and communicate and enough. Don't develop. And including action. We just know how to do this, know that, and don't develop to have right action. So development is very it's a key point in Buddhism. So in the opposite side, for those who are lazy, will be the problem to following or to practicing Buddhism, because Buddhism don't basing on only belief or wishing that please help me to become a good person. Please, people come to popular myself. It's not about that, but about training. So if people who are lazy, who are careless, heedlessful to live life, will be problem.
Yes, exactly. As you mentioned that. As a monk also, right? We have to practice ourselves to be a good one. Training. Yes.
That is the reason why humans are different from animals.
Yes.
Yeah. So animals have the limitation to develop themselves. If you observe, then many different species of animals, they from thousands of years, in the past and still now, you see that they don't really have the development. They don't have the civilization, language, culture, or whatever. So this kind of thing is special for human, that's why. But even though we have the weak point, like when we first born, we cannot help ourselves. We have to rely on our parents, learn how to speak, how to walk, how to eat, and so many different things, which is animals can help by themselves. When they first born, they can eat immediately, they can walk immediately, and that is a strong point for the animal. But on the other hand, even though this kind of thing is the weak point of the human being, but the strong point of human being is that we can develop without limitation. But as you said, it's very
Buddha,
interesting. Yes, that is
an example.
As you said, that but the problem is we develop ourselves and stop in a level and no longer, and just take a rest just that level. And actually we can improve ourselves more and more in the positive way.
Yes.
So
yes.
and still we are able to reach the highest of the achievement in our life. Like the Buddha is the example of the one who already developed
himself to be the best one.
All right. So I think for those who keep listening us from the beginning until now, can make some conclusion about this.
Anyone?
It's not a really proverb. It's it's like a what's it called? That our title. Anyone can go to heaven. Just be good. It's more like a speech.
Maybe it's like a speech.
The chop speech. Yeah, very attractive. We hope that you can get some solution from our discussion. All right. We will take small break. Okay, short break, and then we will come back to learn some question that foreigner asked monk in our monk chat. We will share some interesting topics. We call the FAQ, the most frequent asked from the foreigners. So please keep following us to follow this question and answer. So now give a short break first. Okay, welcome back everyone to our Monkchat live. And, our first part, we have discussed about one of the very interesting topics.
Yes.
Anyone can go to heaven, just be good, and we have already discussed about that. It's based on our action behavior in daily life, to make sure, especially 5 precepts: we avoiding, abstaining from harm other living being, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from false speech, and abstaining from all intoxicants. That's the 5 basic moral to make sure that you have a good life and make sure to go to the heaven.
This life
All
and life after that.
So as I have told you before, we going to have a short break. We will take some interesting question from foreigners who come to chat with our monks in Monkchat program that we have keep running or weekday from Friday to Monday to Friday from 4 or 4:30 to 6 or 7 p.m. at Wat Sondok to open this stage or area or program for our monks to have chance to practice the English and share the Buddhist knowledge. So we have collected some important topics. Important question to ask. Two of you to share to the other who are following us as well. I picked this topic. I picked this question. I will ask this question many days ago about monks' duties or monks' job or work, because some foreigner they never experience monks' life and their country are not Buddhist country. So what they can see monk from through the video, through the documentaries, and most of the video they shot the film when the monks sitting meditation, do chanting in the temple. They don't see monks really go to help the society like the other group of the religion, So they asked me that, do monks do the social duties, or do monks go to help the societies in order to helping people from suffering, physical suffering. All right. So President Boon, if there are any foreigners ask you like this, how can you clarify them about this question?
Besides of doing meditation, which is the main and practicing Buddhist monks' ways of life, monks also do many different kind of social work, and actually like we here Monkchat and with the foundation of Mekong River, and also have to help the underprivileged people in the remote area as well.
Yes.
So we are here accept the donation for those who want to help these people, and we are the center. Accept like many different kind of stuff, and people come and make a donation, and we are like the middle, to transmit this kind of thing into these underprivileged people. Like we have in many different areas that I have been involved with the activity. Like I've been to last year actually. I went with my teacher Johnson in Chiang Tung
to the
Myanmar.
Chan state.
Yes, to help.
What did you do for this
and
activities?
Actually, I went with my teacher Johnson to help him to help the underprivileged people who are in the mountain. And
you offer the clothes, food,
yes, medicine, clothes, and blankets, and many different stuff, and shoes as well, and also to join the activities to help people to build the house for the house and temple to the very poor village. So that is one of the activity that I've been involved with.
And Pratong, do you have any experience to go out and help the social work, to have a social work?
Okay, so for me, I like President Boon said that he been with Ajahn. I also been with Ajahn many times. That I've been with him in Myanmar, in Gang Tung. So to helping other like poor people, they won't have house and clothing, right? Clothes and medicine. That is also that you mentioned monk duty.
Yes.
The main duty that President Boon said that to the meditate, right?
Yeah,
that is the way
temples
to
duty
the way to develop our mind.
Yes.
But the other way that we have to helping other, like physical suffering, to give them food, to give them medicine, and then they feel happy, and they can practice meditation and do merit. Even at the Buddha time, he also do it, like give food to the people that he very hungry.
Like don't have food to eat, needy people.
Yes. And then he have enough food to eat, and then he have energy, right?
And then they are ready to listen to what you're gonna teach.
Yes.
Okay.
So as you mentioned, we have many duty. Even in Monkchat, right? We do this duty to make order, give the teaching of the Buddha to make them understand, and then keep them the way to practice.
And I also saw you. Let's say I'm also follow your Facebook. I saw you go to help the children, the community to build the water.
Yes.
Yeah, that's also very big duties to work for the society.
It's also depending on foundation. The foundation, make home foundation. That is, it's not just only me, other monk that we've been to do this project. This is a first project for me to do this, to helping them to have a cleaning water.
What do you feel when you have an opportunity to do for the others? Let's say most of the time you stay in the temple, you are the one who receive the offering from the people, but this time you give. What do you feel the differentiation?
Feel my feeling, right? I feel happy. Happy to do for others. Even just like small thing added other point that maybe this we seen that that is just only small thing that we do, but in my mind I feel like it's very big thing that in my life that I can do for others.
Such a wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is one of the main duties of the monks after we beside from the education's duty. Pariyat in our term, pariyat, patibat, patiwek.
Yes.
Learned.
Learn,
study until we understand the Tripitaka, the Buddhist canon.
Yes.
And practice. Practice not only sit in this position and meditate, but practice also means we applied the loving kindness what Buddha have taught about helping others, what you have done for the society. That is also like practice or patibat. Practice. And patiwek. After we
understand and
take action, what you have done, and you come to realize about the result of doing good for the others. This thinking nourish. It's not right to you, or after you take an action and you face the problem and sometimes make you feel guilt. You also learn from your experience. Learn from your experience to apply for the next time. All right. So this is some our question that one of the FAQ in our Monkchat program, and today we come take this question to share to all of you. And this our radio now will soon coming to the end.
Yes.
So I want two of you leave some speech, give courage, motivation to our nurse, our doctors who are always on duty to take care of the patient who are affected from the coronavirus, and for people who are stay at home. Would you mind? Can you speak something to them to give them motivation to move on? Yes.
Now, what we see, the situation that's arising in our societies now, it seems to be fear and anxieties and raisings and around the world, So I think that the most important thing now is we have to value of mindfulness. So take this opportunity to come back and see yourself, and even though you cannot go outside, come inside and look into you and investigate and take this opportunity. And I think when you're home, I think you have time to practice. So I would like to encourage, like, for those who are, instead of doing something, go on social media and go to entertainment, take some time to practice. I think to practice maybe the moral or key 5 precept, and practice meditation for just a short time. And I think that it will be good for you and for your own benefits. And I would like to encourage for those who are worried, or who are live in fear, or who are in suffer because of the situations now, and everything is not permanent. It will change, So anything that's happened, I think is very normal, in our life. It's sometimes raining, sometimes rainy, sometimes sunny, changing all the time. I think this kind of problem we can overcome,
right? And
it shall pass. So that's why just maintain and your live up, your mind, not to following too much about the situation, but at the same time also not should not be careless. So if you are go outside, wear your mask and keep clean, and wish all you to be the best, and stay safe.
Thank you. And Prato?
I would like to encourage all of you who keep watching us today to be safe, stay at home and safe, and everything will pass. We will pass this situation together.
Yes.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you. And finally, would you mind, 3 of us give blessing to our followers, and also spreading our loving kindness, our meritorious action, share and spread to all living beings, for motivate, to give encourage to the people who are affected, to will come back and have a healthy life again. Okay, we will give blessing together for those people. สัพพิติโยวิวัชชันตุสัพพะโรโควินาศตุมาเตภวันวันตรายโยสุขิเทกายุโกภวะอภิวาทนาสิริสเนจังวุฒาปัจจายโนจัตตารโอธรรมาวัฏันติอายุวันโนสุขัง Okay, we wish all of you to free from all the bad thing, evil thing, and bad deeds. Be free from all sickness and free from all the illness, and be secure and happy. May peace and happiness reveal to all living beings, reveal to the world. Thank you so much for everyone to keep following us until now. And don't forget to follow our Monkchat radio 106, and every time we also live in the Facebook live, and hope you get some beneficial from our talk, our discussion today. So finally